Hey, what's up, everyone? Today is Thursday, April 15th. I am Darkpool Algo, and welcome to another afternoon session of charts and looking at the Darkpool Algo. We've had a couple requests come in from Twitter for some stocks, so I'm going to be doing those today. And I've decided I'm going to do a live stream every morning at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. If you'd like to join me, go to the YouTube channel and look for the live broadcast. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe. It really does help out the algo. Starting to get some traction there. Again, any comments that you leave, I definitely take those into consideration. We got some comments about the chart setup and how it was kind of hard to see. So I'm going to try using TradingView today. And all of the indicators that I have on TradingView are free and they should be available to anyone using TradingView with a free subscription. I tried to limit it to 3. So if you guys, again, have any questions, make sure you hit me up. And once again, smash that like button, subscribe, and we'll get started soon. All right, welcome back, everyone. So a couple requests came in from Twitter. Like I mentioned earlier, we're going to use TradingView today to see if we can get a little better quality for the replay. The chart, the tickers we're going to be looking at, ranked in order of volume, are going to be Bank of America, NEO, Plug, CCIV, Verizon, Qualcomm, Twitter, and Western Digital. So I'm going to jump right into it with the Bank of America. All right. So Bank of America on the daily, it looks like we sold off the last couple days, coming down to test support at the 34 EMA. This is a pretty significant level. As you can see previously, anytime Bank of America sold off, it comes down, tests the 34 and respects that pretty well. What I'd like to see happen is for it to find support there and base for the next couple days before its next move upward. I feel like that would kind of coincide with what the market may be doing over the next little bit, cooling off. So this would totally make sense since Bank of America had earnings today. Typically, I've noticed that there's usually a sell-off with earnings. That's why I don't play it. Pulling up the algo for Bank of America, we're going to jump into a one-level chart. This is the 1 minute one-level chart for Bank of America. We see that the algo is selling pretty steadily all day. Currently, there's a support block trade level at 38.74 that can be seen here. But we do have that divergence that began at about 130. We'd expect for price action to follow the algo with potential trade down into block trade level at 38.42. Looking at Bank of America on the 15-minute chart shows us that massive block trades. I'm going to get rid of some of those. Again, we've got probably taking profit or just net selling with the algo, as you can see here. However, we did find support on these two block trade levels at 38.37 and 38.42. With that being said, what I'd like to see happen is the algo to begin curling up here in kind of reverse direction, or for it to diverge with price action. Since we are in a pretty strong uptrend, I anticipate Bank of America to, like I said, base for the next couple days at this level here, at 38.70 to 38. 38 being a pretty significant whole number. Some other levels that I'm looking at is the MACD is negative and decreasing, and this is an RSI indicator. It's a pretty nice little one. It shows you approximately, red is obviously bearish, green is bullish. There's an indicator or notification that says when you should exit the position or enter short. Let's go down to a lower time frame. Check out the 4-hour first. Massive selling. Looks like we found like I said, we found that base of support. This level here, gonna go ahead and tighten this up. Typically when we see giant wicks like this, I would use this as just a generalized major support level. If we break through the cloud or this rectangle area, then I'd look to enter maybe a shorter position down to this 200 SMA. Again, on the 4-hour, we are got negative MACD and decreasing. We are at about a $40 level for, excuse me, a 40 level for RSI. I'm gonna throw some fibs on here real quick just to see what we've got. So we broke the 127, so this fib retracement is no longer valid. We'll need to find a new one. Gonna go ahead and try this level, previous high to previous low. We'll go with 127 there. I'm going to bring this back up to the daily, see if we can get some longer term fibs. High to low. I like that one. See what the 4-hour has to say. We broke through it there. I don't want to go from that wick down, so I'm going to go off of the body. And we're going to see what the extension has to say. So we'll go from low to high to low. That pretty much lines up. Really good symmetry there. So once we get out of this cloud area, I'm going to go ahead and maybe fill that in a little bit. Just to indicate a little bit of separation. Just know that there's a cloud there that's going to be a pretty significant level going forward. So if we can get a bounce, wow. What's probably going to happen is we're going to go up, we're going to smash into that as resistance, come back down and bounce off of here, maybe another level here, and then maybe move through. So how do I get rid of this one? So key levels would be the 39.55, 39.25, and 40.47. All right, let's move on to the next one. Get me back on the daily chart. NIO is the next one. Seems like everybody's talking about NIO and how it's not this magical stock that it used to be, even though it's got all these great numbers. Personally, I played NIO running up to 35. Felt it was a little extended after that. Waiting for it to find a bottom. Looks as if though this 200 SMA may be it. I may look to get back into NIO once the market kind of settles, figures out what it wants to do. I do like this pattern that NIO is forming, where it comes down finds a support level, comes back up to the 21 moving exponential moving average as resistance, back down, finds some support, and typically what we'd like to see is the next move through the EMAs, through the 21 and the 8, and then the 50 simple moving average. Looks like Neo's trying to do a little bit of a different type of move here. If I were to guess, this could be a possible Elliott wave. Let me get rid of that. Let's see what. I think I've got an Elliott wave indicator over here somewhere. So Elliott wave. Elliott 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this would be the 1 area, 2, 3. So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Possibly, if you're an Elliott wave person, you're looking at me and saying, no, that's not how you do it. You're probably absolutely right. Let's see if we can find any other sort of patterns that we could use here. Nothing. So this is a triple bottom. Triple bottom with oversold, or overbought, I'm sorry. And RSI is becoming overbought. As I mentioned earlier, this little RSI indicator here is pretty slick in that it shows you when the RSI is reversed and potential buy. We do have a little positive MACD. We're just consolidating through here. Tons of consolidation over the last, as far as MACD is concerned. Once this curves up and breaks and does a nice golden cross, then that would be one positive for me to get long again with Neo. I'm looking for this 200 period SMA to break, honestly. It'd be a great downside move. Unfortunately, I feel like it's really manipulated and that we may chop here for the next, chop in here for the next little while. Chop in this general area from 35 to 40. Now I'm gonna go pull it up on the algo, and I could be completely wrong. So, looking at Neo on the algo, get rid of some drawings, go down to the 1 minute chart, and on the next one I'm going to start with the algo. So Neo 1 minute chart, we've got the algos just consolidating. This is what I would consider consolidation with the algo, where it doesn't really make any dramatic moves one way or the other. It just sits here and kind of bases right on that block trade level at 34.73, so 35-ish level. We do have a little bit of strength from the algo, especially towards the end of today. I would, however, require the algo to at least get over the $35 level. I feel like that's a pretty significant psychological level, as well as it's provided a pretty significant support level before. We've got a little curling up. We'll bring it out to the 15-minute chart and see what we got going on. So, Neo on the 15-minute chart, as you can see, large institutional money has been selling for the last 2 weeks. What I'd like to point out is I'm just going to mark up these block trade levels. I keep clicking the wrong button, sorry. Look at these block trade levels. As you can see, they provide support until they provide they'll provide resistance until they provide support, and they'll provide support until they no longer provide support, and there's movement down to the next one. currently we're basing right at that $35 level, that $35 block trade level, as one level of support, with another level of support coming in down at the 34.73 level. The algo is pretty much flat with a little bit of curling up. Again, what I'd like to see is, I like to see, I'm not really a momentum trader. I like to see the trend be established. So, back here. So looking at NEO, we've got a hammer candle on the form today. We are at the 200 period support level. NEO previously, when it's found support at that level, it would come back up and revert to the 21 exponential moving average, which is the, you want to call it the $40 level. For me, I'd like to see NEO go through the $40 level to test the 34 EMA, come back, find support at the 21 EMA for its next move to 45, which would be about where that 50 SMA is going to come into play. Let's see if I can do. So this is what I anticipate happening with the 50 period SMA. We're going to get this little moving average squeeze that happens. What we'd like to see is for this 200 level reject or bounce off the 50 and continue flat, or for the 50 to bounce off the 200. That's a bullish sentiment. A bearish sentiment with that situation would be for the 50 to cross over the 200, and that's called I believe it's called a death cross. If that were to happen, it would indicate NEO would probably need to find support below this $35 level that it's hanging on for so long. Alright, that's it for NEO. I'm not super comfortable with playing NEO right now, just because, one, it's a Chinese stock, and while the Chinese government's pushing it up and propping it up, we don't know what's going to happen. I feel like there's better opportunities. Alright, let's move on to the next one, which is plug based on volume. I'm going to look at plug on the algo first. I know that there's a lot of dark pool prints that came through today. Let's watch those. Oh, that's going to suck. Sorry for that. I just banged my boom. It's going to be really loud, I'm sure. Alright, let's take it down to the lower time frame first. So plug on the lower time frames. Again, algo is trading with price action. There's no clear or significant divergence. We are increasing, which is good. Plug looks like it's making the double bottom pattern where it comes down. We go up, come down again, and then the next move is up. If that pattern holds true, I would look to the algo to keep me in a trade if I were to get into one. And the way that works is the algo is a predictive leading indicator, which means that if the algo starts to curl up or down, it's an indication that price action may soon follow. It's really great for knowing when to get out or to get into a trade. Alright, looking at plug on the 15-minute chart, we've got a couple block trade levels at 35 and another one at 29.68. The algo is been selling for the last couple days, as pretty much can be seen with price action. Looks like we found a bottom today. We've got some curling up that's taking place. On the 15-minute chart, it's starting to form that pattern where support to resistance, resistance to support, and then the next move to break through previous resistance in a move back up to the previous block trade level at 29.68. So basically 30, then 50. Plug on the chart. All right, a couple things that concern me here right off the bat is that our moving averages are stacked negatively. We've got the... All right, let me just mark a couple things up on this chart. We do have earnings coming up on May 12th. I'm going to put a line there. That's a pretty significant event. If we're going to get any sort of movement, that's one that I definitely want to mark on my calendar. So with Plug, again, like I mentioned, we're really heavy. All of our moving averages are stacked bearishly now. I'm not sure if there's any significant levels of support that can be seen right off the bat. I'm going to have to go and look. I don't see any block trade levels or dark pool levels. So when that happens, I go old school and grab the tops of previous runs and drop some lines here. Try to touch as many candles as possible. Another technique for doing this is to, just 1 second, let me drop this in there. Another technique for doing this is to find, let me see if I can zoom in on this level, is to find a reversal candle and use that as a channel for support. So as you can see, price action comes down, right? Price action comes down, finds support. This is a reversal candle. So there's a technical way of using that to chart support and resistance, where you would take this candle here and use it as basically a demand zone or supply zone. Demand zone, sorry. So it's a demand zone. Supply zones are up here. And use that as the support. So if we were to do that, it would require me to drop in a couple lines. This pink line here would work since it is at the top of that reversal candle. It also touches a couple of other, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, I've got like 15 candles that I'm touching there, and it's touching this one. Let's see if I can't redraw that as a channel, can I? I cannot. I'm still getting used to trading view tools. So I'm just going to bring this down to the top of that candle, and I'm going to call that the last level of support before we fade off to the sub $20 level. So right at $24.50 for support on Plug. All right. Fibonacci is probably gonna, I'm gonna go with this guy. Actually, I'm gonna go with this one here. If we were to find a reverse or a bottom and look for a move or possible run into earnings, these are the Fibonacci levels that I'm gonna look at. This 100% Fibonacci level, so previous high, is gonna be pretty significant in that it will line up with the 34, the 21 EMA, and that can be seen here. So the goal would be a run into earnings with the 37 price target. We expect resistance at 31 and 32. By the way, I'm a bullish. I've got a bullish sentiment, so bearish plays I'm still learning. However, I don't try to trade against the trend. I know super smart people that are traders that aren't able to do it successfully, so I'm not even trying to do it. This is a bearish trend, so any pullback to the 21, I would look to short as a general rule of thumb. So we haven't got, this would have been an opportunity here, right? This level here. Would have been a great opportunity. So fade, 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 find support, bounce up. Hit resistance at the 21. Enter this candle here for the move down. Bearish sentiment in a nutshell. All right, the next one's going to be CCIV. And let me just pull up the chart. All right, CCIV on the 15-minute chart. Looks like we got a couple block trade levels. The algo is net selling with price action. Got a little bit of bearish divergence that happened today. The algo is pointed pretty significantly down towards the end of the day. Block trade levels that are going to be important are going to be this 2168. As you can see, there's a lot of consolidation and support there for a couple of days. So that's going to be some resistance coming back up. And then this $23 level, psychological resistance, as well as block trade level. Very rarely do you see them exactly at a whole number. Bringing it down to 1 minute chart. We've got bullish divergence that occurred right around noon, where price action's continuing in one direction and the algo is continuing in another. I would anticipate price action to follow the algo. Again, another bearish position or potential. Let's see what the chart has to say. All right. So CCIV is so new it doesn't have a 200 period simple moving average yet. Negative factors for me are we are declining on the RSI. We've got negative MACD sentiment. Our moving averages are stacked bearishly or negatively. The 8 is below the 21, below the 34, below the 50. All of these are going to provide resistance levels if we find a bottom and decide to reverse and move back up. I'm really bad at bullish stuff. Can we do this? So if anything's selling off, what you can do is flip the chart over and look. I've got a bullish predisposition. Let's see. You can flip the chart over and look at it as a bullish position. So if this was a bullish position, what I'd say is that our EMAs are stacked positively, and Fibonacci would tell us where this is going to go. So from the previous high to previous low, right? Looking for the $17 target with 15 and 12 following suit. Taking this down to a shorter time frame. And throwing on some additional Fibonacci's, the Fibonacci extension. I'm going to go from last week's low or last week's high to this week's low to get us some shorter term targets. So CCIV, I feel, hasn't found the bottom yet. There could be a 200 SMA on the daily that hasn't formed yet that may provide some support. 18, 17, so 1850 followed by 17 would be my targets if I was looking to fade this. All right, little trick right there. Let me go back on the daily and see if I can find any level, any areas that would provide support on this. Going back to when this IPO'd, we came up, we're at what I would call support based on previous support levels. So we need to hold this. What level are we at here? We need to hold the $20 19 May 1875 to 19. If we wanted to go long, it needs to consolidate here for a little while and find some. It needs to breathe. It needs to get some news. There's a lot needs to happen. Contrarian, if you want to bring this down, I feel like nice fade to 1842, and then maybe some support or a target of 17. All right, Verizon on the daily. Oh. I went through Verizon the other day. All right, Verizon. I'll go 1 minute chart. Shows us that. Wow. Whenever I see a chart that looks like this, I see a lot of machine buying and selling, right? Very precise targets. Let me draw this out here for you. All right, whenever you see this type of symmetry, this is machine trading here. What'll happen is machine will go up and it'll reach its target and sell, right? And buy it on the way down, reach its target and sell. Buy it on the way up, reach its target and sell. They just sit there and ping pong back and forth. Really hard for, just a free line right there. All right. Now I'm stuck in drawing mode. Sorry about that. All right. So I can't really. All right. Let me just draw like this. Anytime you see a 90 degree algo, if it's pointed down, that indicates large institutional money are taking profit, right? They're selling it off. They're getting out of it. If it's going up, then they're net buying. All right, let's get Verizon on the 15. Let's see what we got going on here. Sweet. So that big giant level that you just saw, that I just put a rectangle around, is this little algo move here on the daily. You're not really going to see it. But as you can see today, there was a lot of chop, just up and down, back and forth, computer, automated buying and selling. We have significant bullish divergence that occurred back on the 12th. This level here. As soon as these blocks are finished trading out from 57.50 to 57.70, as soon as all those orders are filled, then we can anticipate a potential move back up to meet the algo using this I'm going to just call it $59 level block trade as a target. Verizon on the chart. Oh my goodness. Chop, 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 chop. All right. We've got earnings coming up on the 21st. I'll throw a line there. We've got earnings coming up. We're currently consolidating in between the 200 and the 50. Our exponential moving averages are stacked positive. We've got a lot of manipulation going on. So ex-dividend day, obviously we were in an uptrend. Ex-dividend day caused us to, whenever you see that happen, you can pretty much guarantee that there's going to be a sell-off. Lots of people like to hold through ex-dividend day and then sell. All right, so we have came down. We found support at the 34 EMA, which is this orange line here. We've got some support there. We've got some support at the 21 EMA, which is this level here. We are currently below the 200 SMA, which is this level here, which is obviously the red level. So I don't like to play earnings. I don't hold through earnings. I'd be interested in getting into Verizon possibly after earnings. I would anticipate maybe looking at it at this $56 level, right? If you wanted to play into earnings, I'll throw some fibs up there for you. Real short time frame. Got to come down to the 4-hour, possibly the 15-minute chart to see levels. So we chopped between 58. It's just going to be a chop fest. All right, a break and a print of above this 50 period SMA on the 4-hour chart. Let's see. Honestly, I don't think we're going to get above this level here, this $58 level. If we do, we'll probably run up, tap it, wick up maybe to the next level to knock out any short orders, short stops that people have put in. Come back down to the 57.25 level. I'm not sure what the anticipated move is, but you could possibly do an iron condor from. Yeah, I don't play earnings. I don't really want to get into too much advice. I can just tell you what the chart tells me is that we're in consolidation mode, and we'll probably remain that way until earnings. After earnings, there may be an opportunity. The algo is they've bought this, so give it a couple days, maybe till next week. Hit me up and I'll go through it again. Qualcomm got earnings coming up next week, the 27th. This one looks a little better. And then we've got the 200 SMA providing support. The 50-day is trying to get below our EMAs, which are stacked positively. We've formed that pattern of down to support, up to resistance. This pattern repeats itself all the time. All right, we sold off. We found support at the 200 SMA. Came back up to the 21 EMA, found support, rejected it, came back down to the 200 SMA, and then we were able to thrust through the 34 EMA until we found resistance at the 50 period simple moving average. I mentioned this earlier. If we can get through, or there's a thrust through the 34 EMA, that'll positively align our EMAs to where the 21s We're working on getting positively aligned. So we came down, we found support. We had a green candle day today. Throw some fibs on there. So looking for a run into earnings with Fibonacci in mind. I would target the 142.37 level, or possibly the 144. I'm not sure what Qualcomm moves in a day. Those seem like pretty good levels to go after. Keep forgetting to bring up the algo line first. Sorry, y'all. All right, the algo is trading with price. Bring it down. We've got bullish divergence on the daily. These two block trade prints came in. I feel like the orders weren't completed before price action pulled price away from these block trades. We had two come in today, one for 137.43 and one for 137.38. We've got this profit taking from the algo, dark pool algo, that 90-degree down, some sell-off, some profit taking. The algo is curled and looks like the algo bounced and curled and found some support down here. It is currently trading with price, so I'd let the intraday, the 1 minute algo, kind of lead me if I were in any trades. The 15-minute algo is trading with price, kind of from block to block. So from the the 140 block down to the 134 block, 135. You guys see that? See what I mentioned when I was talking about the blocks will provide support resistance? Right, block trade level comes in, price action comes up, goes through it, comes back down for support, back up to the next block trade level, sit here and chop from block trade level to block trade level, comes down, finds support, comes through it, goes back up, finds resistance, next move down, right? Back and forth, support, resistance, support, resistance. So the algo is trading with price. I anticipate that's probably going to be the run up into earnings. And if you wanted, it's a good range. It's a $5 range. You can make some good, you can make some good money off a $5 range. So that range was, what did I do? So that's the 140, right? It's a 135 range. It's a pretty good range. It lines up with the 100 level of the Fibonacci extension. Short-term fib retracement. I just feel like there's going to be a lot of symmetry here. Yeah, so right at that 38, which is the 618 retracement, we smacked into that today. You may chop in between the 60 and the 50 for the next move up to the 140. Move into earnings for Qualcomm. I would target this level here. This level here may be a potential. Without knowing what Qualcomm moves in a day, that's what I'm looking at. All right, Twitter. What a nice move up. All right, Twitter. Positives, we are increasing in the RSI. We are positive and increasing MACD on the daily. We do have earnings coming up the 29th. This move here could be a run into earnings, right? potential run into earnings. Let me see what the algo's doing. All right, the algo is currently trading with price on the 15, on the 1 minute. We've got a couple things I want to go over here real quick. As far as divergence is concerned, sometimes you'll see this green, right? That indicates bullish divergence. So what has happened is the algo is all right, 1 second, sorry about that. So price action is selling while the algo is buying. Let's see if I can get, I've got this giant screen that I'm trying to make sure you guys see, but it's kind of hard to see the divergence sometimes. All right. So the price action is selling while the algo is buying, so that creates a divergence level that has to play out. So when those green candles form, you can look for a bottom and know that that divergence has to play out. Price action probably get pulled up by the algo. The same thing's true for the red lines, right? Red candles indicate bearish divergence. So this divergence hasn't played out yet, but price is increasing where the algo is selling. So we would look for, once this forms a solid top, we would look for this divergence to have to play out. Currently, price action is trading with the algo on the 1 minute, on the 15. Same thing, price action is trading with the algo, a little bit more of a bullish direction, however. Right. And then we just start trading with price action. I would look for, remember how we said that there was that bearish divergence on the 1 minute chart? I would look for that. So you can see we've got the bearish divergence. That price action needs to come and trade out. Oh my gosh, get the thing. This block trade at 68.50 is a good target for that divergence to play out, right? So another $5 range between block trades on Twitter. So 72 to 68. That's $5 range. It's bouncing back and forth. We don't want that. We want this. Fibonacci is going to show us where to go. So it came up, we smacked into the 60 extension or retracement. Got smacked down to the 50 period or the 50% extension. We may chop in here until it gets a little bit of more strength behind it. Coming down to the 4 hour. I'm going to go. Alright, 4 hour tells us that shorter term time frame. I would target the 77 for a run into earnings, or possibly 80. I believe Twitter could get there. So this is what that would look like. We come up, we would test previous high and either move up to this target level, taking, right? Or we could potentially chop in here for a little bit. right there or here. $80 is previous high or previous all-time high. So yeah, I like Twitter. All right, last one. We've got Western Digital, another tech play. We've got earnings coming up at the end of this month. We are way above the 200 SMA. We're above the 50 SMA or 50 SMA. We're currently right at the 34 EMA, which makes sense since we just made an all-time high. Our MACD is declining and negative. We're smack dab in the middle of the RSI. We may see a little bit of consolidation in this area for a couple days. Oh, dang it. Ugh, jeez. You guys are like, we just want to see the algo. All right, we've got bullish divergence on the 15. Price act, or the algo is pretty much holding this level, or this is bullish divergence, yeah. And then we've got, so we made a new all-time high, right? Lots of people like to take profits. At that time, we had some block trades come in at the $70 level and the $69 level. What had happened is price action sold off. We consolidated on that block trade level for a little bit as resistance until the resistance failed. We came down and we tested the $69 level for resistance or support. There may be a lot of blocks, there may be a lot of trades that haven't been filled yet, so we've got kind of this consolidating pattern. With the algo being diverged bullishly, it's going to act as a magnet for price action. So on the way back up, we're going to have to get through this $69 level, and then we're going to have to get through this $70 level before we go back up. On the 1 minute chart, we've got that bullish divergence on the intraday that I talked about earlier, where, just clear all these drawings off, where price action is selling, however the algo is buying. So price action is selling, algo is buying. We've got divergence at this level here. This divergence needs to play out. All right, makes sense? So block trade level at 69. So this is us being underneath that block trade level, and that block trade level is going to provide resistance when we get to it. So the $69 level. So that $69 level is right in here. We're below our moving averages. We're using the 200 SMA as support. The 50 SMA is stacked positively. What I'd anticipate happening is, since we're in an oversold area and our MACD is starting to curl up, as soon as the MACD crosses over in a golden cross and becomes positive, price action is going to stack these EMAs positive, and we're going to break through that block trade level. Once we break through that block trade level, Fibonacci is going to guide us. So from high to low, so $71 a 50% retracement, $72 is a 618 retracement. I feel like, there we go. So for a run into earnings, we would need to get through, I would need to see a break of 72.50 for a run to 76 and then 79. All right, Western Digital. All right, that's it. Thanks for joining me. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to hang out with me and let me go through some of this stuff with you. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you hit me up in the comment section. And make sure you smash that like button and then smash it again and subscribe. I'm going to be doing a live show every morning. And thanks for joining me. Have a great day.